hopefully you can hear me. We had a few technical difficulties starting up, but hopefully we're there now. Left you with a little bit of music to listen to while we sorted out the technicals. Hope you enjoyed it. That's an original piece written for the Gamebox team. You'll probably be hearing a bit more of that over the streams as we do them. Going out to the Gooner, good to see you. Nice to see you connected. And here we are, Age of Empires 4. I said I would do a little stream on it, so here it is. So I'm just going to take a moment to switch over screens, and then we can get started on it. By all means, jump in the chat. Feel free to leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. You know what to do. So for those of you who have never played Age of Empires before, Age of Empires is kind of like a game where you build up your empire. You can choose various different starting levels, but in most cases you start right at the very basics, very basic sort of Stone Age civilization. And then as you play through, you advance your ranks, you advance your civilization, so your buildings get stronger, your technology gets better, your buildings obviously improve, as so do the people or your civilians. So for those of you who like playing these sorts of games, Age of Empires 4 is one of the latest. I think this came out in 2021, so it's the most recent one that they released anyway. And yeah, I must admit I'm a firm favourite of some of these games, the firm fan, sorry. There's one or two other people in the team who like this as well. Out to the Noisy Boy, wherever you're there, whatever you're doing. Once again, out to the Gooner, out to the Gamebox team. To the Facebook crew, we thought it was about time we did a little live Facebook stream. We've been working hard to try and get all of this working, all of our overlays, all of our different functionality. It's been interesting, but we're getting there. But anyway, enough talk from me. Let's go through a few bits. So I suppose I'm already quite familiar with this, but it would be good for you guys to kind of see a little tutorial, especially as I probably plan to do more of these Age of Empires streams. It's almost like we're playing it together from the beginning. So I'm just going to do the little intro tutorial so you all can watch along and see what it's all about. Out to the Gooner. Yeah, that can be a problem, right? As most of you PC gamers know, you've got to have a fairly decent PC to be able to play quite a lot of the recent games. Although Age of Empires is one of those games, it's not too intensive. I mean, obviously this latest version can be, what with, you know, the 4K graphics and other sort of rendering and shaders that it has. If you want full maximum graphics, then yeah, you need to have a fairly good PC, to be honest. I'm not sure if this one incorporates any ray tracing, so for those of you who are lucky enough to have a card that does ray tracing, you'll get all of that. I'm not in that category yet, soon come. I'm running, what am I running? A Titan 1080 Ti.
Driven from their homes by armed invaders, a few hardy refugees faced the prospect of starting again. They would found a new village deep in the countryside.
So here we are, the beginning, as you saw it quickly sped
With a new
through.
settlement established, the first priority was locating a reliable food source. The simplest source was gathering from nature.
So I want to be cautious I don't talk over the narration, give you an opportunity to hear what it's all about. I'll obviously chime in with my 50 pence as and when needed, but you see the first task for me is to get my gatherers to collect them food. So I'm going to send them over here to these bushes and let them start collecting food. This game's all about economy, so you have to build up your economy, your resources, So that would be food, wood, gold, or precious materials, and stone, all of which help you build up and become the empire that you need to become. So if you've just joined us, whether that be on Facebook or YouTube, we're streaming live. Currently doing the Age of Empires 4 stream.
With a healthy supply of food, the village could start to grow. To do so, it would need more hands to share the work.
Right. So as always, you need more people. So I need to create 5 more people. So you do that by clicking on your town center and then clicking on the villager button here. So I need to create 5 of them. I'm also going to set them to come out here, just a bit easier to see what they're doing. Make sure they're not sneaking off around no corners. So of course when your villagers haven't got anything to do, they end up on this idle button here, which is a quick way of you being able to see where they are and what they're doing. And then you can very quickly send them to work, right? So if you remember, I said you can either collect food, wood, precious resources such as gold, and also stone, right? So I normally tend to pick a couple, send them out to gather wood.
The new workforce could now turn to the growing village's needs. First, they would build a mill near their food source, so villagers could drop off gathered berries more easily.
So we're going to get them to build a mill. This is the mill right here, so you simply click on it, select where you would like it to go. So I'm just going to stick it right here. Now this is just a tutorial, it's not as in-depth as it normally would be. I would normally be playing this a lot quicker than I am, especially when you're playing a skirmish or you're battling somebody. You need to build up these resources real quick. So you wouldn't be taking your time doing this. You certainly wouldn't have villagers standing around. You get used to keyboard shortcuts,
the growing village would need wood to build with.
So it wants me to gather 50 additional wood, so I might as well just get all my villagers on that to get that going real quick.
The growing community now had a steady supply of lumber. To make wood collection easier, villagers could erect a lumber camp near the forest.
So obviously now building a lumber camp, so I'm going to nick this guy here. And we're going to plant it right near the forest, but I'm actually going to put it here. I think it's telling me to do that anyway, but yeah, it's closer to the trees. And it just makes gathering a lot quicker.
Thanks to the camp, villagers no longer needed to travel as far to drop off lumber. The village now required additional houses to support its growing population.
So again, just going to borrow one of these villagers and get them to build some houses. Let's build some houses right here. It is only a tutorial, but we'll get a couple on the go. So yeah, here at Gamebox we play a variety of games. We're not just into your normal shooters and everyday games that people play. We play everything, you know. We like to have a bit of fun with our gaming. So we're going to try and showcase that over the coming weeks. Show you all of the different games that we like to play. So he wants one more house from me, so we'll just stick that there. Hopefully the stream is coming across okay. As I said, we had a few technicals to begin with. Hopefully all resolved now.
With additional housing in place, even more villagers could join the workforce. But a populous village would soon exhaust the natural food sources. To grow, the community needed dedicated farms.
Right, so I'm going to borrow these same 3 workers and we're going to get down to building some farms. So, let's stick one right here.
Working day. The wearer. Air the worker. Yes, sir.
Let's build another one.
Yaru. Worker. Yeah, Eos Nalanda.
Perfect.
Working day. Eos Nalanda.
Woodsmen and farmers now kept the village well supplied. Further growth required knowing the countryside and finding more resources. For that, communities employed scouts.
Okay, so back to the town centre. I'm going to create a scout. And this scout is going to be made, and then he's going to make his way to this flag here. I can then use this scout to check.
Able to move quickly and see great distances, scouts were key to discovering new resources. The most important thing for a scout to locate was a ready source of gold.
So let's get to it. Let's try and find some gold. So we'll send him out. And again, like I said, if I was playing this on skirmish mode or multiplayer or online, I'd obviously be doing this a lot quicker, probably using keyboard shortcuts to send scouts and various different workers out. Sort of a click-by-click basis. It's quite a slow way of playing this game. And when you see the speed that you can level up, you can understand why you need to be on point. Can't take your time with this sort of game. But it's the intro, just giving you a little tutorial for those of you that haven't seen the game before. For those of you that have, I apologize. This is probably a bit slow, probably a bit boring for you, but we have to cater for everybody, right?
To prevent having to haul ore large distances, expanding communities would establish a mining camp near the source of gold.
Right, so for this I think I'm going to create a separate worker.
Yeah.
And this worker is going to build a mining camp right here.
Working day.
Working day. I have to admit, even from the very first Age of Empires, the language is quite hilarious.
A well-placed camp ensured efficient gold mining.
Thank you, Yasmin, for the like. Now we need to collect 50 gold. So I may just get another worker out there. Obviously, the more workers you have collecting resources, the quicker that resource comes in. So that's something to be mindful of.
Quetta? Huh? Delfende.
Don't you hurt me. Get to work. So yeah, if you like kind of playing God or being in control of like your town economy, building up, definitely a game for you. Hands down, it beats the sort
With a
of
good
ones
supply of gold,
that
the
you get on
village
your
was
phone.
becoming a large town.
I know there's lots of mobile
The
games.
signpost of this growth would be the construction of a large landmark.
This woman keeps talking over me, which is quite rude. But yeah, as I was saying, you do tend to get a lot of these sorts of games on mobiles and things like that, you know, where you build up a little town and you have farming and resource gathering and so on. But Age of Empires is the true king in that domain. Right, so let's pick an island villager that we've got here. So of course I'm about to advance to the next age, the second age. Every time you advance you often get a little bonus to pick from, so you can see my current bonus here, the Abbey of Kings. I will get 400 food resource, 200 gold. It's going to take 1 minute and 16 seconds to upgrade, and it will heal all nearby out of combat units by 2 every 1.5 seconds. So that's if they're in this building, right? So Mohammed, thanks for the like. Nice to see you. To all those connected, or getting connected, shall we say. So where should we place this? Let's place it somewhere cool. Let's put it here.
Work hard.
So I need more wood. So let's get these lot digging.
Yes, Sammy
Let's
Ende.
blacken. They've finished gathering the berries, as you see, they've gone. So we'll either need to find more, or build more farms, or find animals to slaughter, which is another way of getting your food in. So you can see slowly but surely the town is building, our little empire is growing. But for those of you looking to get into this game, as I said, take note, you would need to do this a lot quicker. As I said, this is just a tutorial, a little playthrough, us just giving you an intro to this game if you've never played them before. And if it's your cup of tea, hopefully you'll get some ideas, or at least get to see what the game looks like, whether you might be interested in it. But I would let you know that you would certainly need to do what I'm doing here a lot quicker. You have been warned. Online players, especially even the computer, they're merciless. So you need to make sure that you do all of this quick. Keyboard shortcuts are your friend here. Taguna Rad, thank you for the update. Glad to hear it sounding good. To those on YouTube or listening via YouTube, glad to hear. I could also see your message on there that is looking
With the
fine,
landmark in
sounding
place,
good. It's great.
the once sleepy village announced itself as a thriving feudal township. The townsfolk had been driven from their homes before, however. This time, they would defend themselves.
Yes, sir. Yes, Carla.
The first step would be constructing a barracks for infantry.
So as you can probably see, the town has upgraded. The look and feel of the buildings has changed as we've now gone up to level 2 or age 2.
I'm your worker.
And obviously you can see I'm playing as the Brits at the moment, so a lot of your buildings and the look and feel of your workers will change based on who you are. Another thing is quite cool. It's quite historical as well, so you get lots of historical facts, cutscenes, and lots of information about how things were during that time for that particular race.
What's
All
our
right, so let's
fate,
build a barracks before we get attacked. I'm here talking. Where should we put our barracks? Let's put our barracks on the front line. Let's put it somewhere.
Each timber theos.
It's always good to check over here. Make sure that you haven't got any idle workers. Idle workers means the town isn't growing, basically. So you've got people standing around doing nothing. And as I said, in this game, you need everything you can get.
Once it had a barracks, the town could establish a standing force of soldiers. Simple infantrymen armed with spears were a common choice for these militias.
Send that worker to work here,
Yes, stealth endy.
and let's get our barracks going. So let's create some spearmen. How many spearmen do we want to create? 10 spearmen, so let's do that. So you can easily see how many you created by looking at that number here, or of course, looking at the number here. As the bar progresses, that's how long it takes to build them, or for them to complete. I'm just going to change where they come out from so you can see them.
Yes, sir? Ferdinand! Yahweh.
So we're getting a little team, a little squad together.
Garwigan.
Don't come too close. It might spike you. Some serious spike players here.
Yes, sir?
Yeah.
Ferdinand.
Always keep an eye on your resources. If you think something's not coming in quick enough, or you could do with more, then you can build more villages and assign them to that task. More villages means the task will be done quicker.
The town now had a militia and could look to reclaim the lands lost to invasion. The invaders had blocked the road north with a stout palisade. Although spears were of little use against these walls, the militia could burn down the obstacle with torches.
So here is that defense that it was just talking about. So I can send in my newly created pikemen to take this out, which we're going to go and do right now.
Garu Uppa.
And again, this is just this little pointer that it's telling you is what I mentioned before. It's great to create groups. It makes it easier to control large numbers of militia or workers. You can send them out as a group, and you can quickly press the corresponding key group or key number to select them, regardless of whether you're looking at them actively on the field, which is always good. And you can also click here to select them. So if I select off and then select on this icon here, you can see it selects all of them. We're ready to go. So now, another way is you can also double click on a particular type, and it will select every single one of that type within view. Alright, so tip for you to remember. So now let's go destroy that wall. Let's have it. So my troops will slowly be making their way towards the target. And once they arrive, they'll start burning down that wall. Yeah, Brad, I think a lot of people miss out on this. They like to play all the common sorts of games. It's good to branch out and play other things. And I've always been a bit of a fan of Age of Empires. I know quite a few of my people and my crew like these games as well.
With the road open, the militia could now reclaim their lands in the north. First, the spearmen had to deal with a lone sentry.
So attack move is a great way of moving your troops. And what they will do is they will attack any targets on the way to their destination. This is also quite a useful move if you want to send out a group of troops and go and do something else, knowing that on the way to that destination you set them, they will attack and hopefully kill anything on the way, giving you a brief moment to concentrate on other things. Remember, I said with this game, it's all about tactics, it's all about being quick, it's all about keyboard shortcuts, and if I'm honest, sometimes having to manage things off screen without even looking. So, left click attack move. So attack move is this here. You can also press the A key to do so. You'll notice the cursor changes to this sword. So all I need to do now is click anywhere near this enemy, and my troops will automatically attack the enemy once in range or in their field of view. So let's do that.
Garu! Terra!
And as you can see, he stood no chance.
Advancing aggressively, the militia eliminated the enemy sentry. The invaders had a small cavalry camp guarding the road, but the militia was ready to attack.
So you see, killing that enemy has now revealed the next part of the mission, which is to eliminate the horsemen. Now, it's going to be interesting whether or not all of my troops can take them on, but we can always build more if not. So let's have it. Let's go. Attack move.
Yes, sir!
Send them in. Send in the troops. So if you like war, open war games, Age of Empires is great for that. There are many other games that are also quite good on the list. Total War is one of them.
Spears were highly effective against cavalry, allowing the militia to win the day. All that remained was to destroy the invaders' stables. The invaders' cavalry post was destroyed, but other enemy positions awaited further up the road. Hostile archers defended the next camp, which would put spearmen at a disadvantage. The township needed cavalry of its own to deal with this, and so would need to build stables. To deploy that cavalry quickly, the town needed to build their stables near the front lines. Fortunately, friendly villagers came out of hiding and joined the effort.
Cheerless, your way on your Sammy Andy. Eat your worker. Terra Dom, that's surely they
With stables in place, the town could field horsemen of its own.
Tremes Garu.
So yeah, just quickly produce some
Each
stables
win.
there as well.
Tier, las hair.
Luckily, it sent me some workers from here. I was just building some, prepared for the task ahead, but obviously the tutorial already knows
Very
what you
forward.
need to do. So again, set an entry point for these stables so that they don't all gather. The thing you find with these games, when it creates the troops, they all tend to like gathering around the place they were made, which is no good. No good for us. Send these workers back. Get them to do something.
Each will be a
Weapon gold. Who doesn't like a bit of gold? To rad, yeah, you can zoom in. I know there are mods as well that let you zoom in a lot further and zoom out a lot further. But yeah, you can zoom, you can pan, you can tilt, you can do all sorts really. I think even these shortcut keys, yeah, here you go. So they'll also rotate if you want to.
Yeah, Iaru. Beot me. Yeah, Iaru.
Right, so I've got to create some more, haven't I? We haven't quite got enough. How many have we got?
Yediterupa.
30, so we need 2 more.
And your worker?
Yes, sir. Where's the
We
Hala?
need some housing, because otherwise there's just not going to be enough for the population.
Eat your worker.
What
You can come and
survey
build a house too, so they're standing there doing nothing.
Each a worker. Yes, sir. West through Hala.
So if you don't have enough space for your population, that will also stop any building. So you'll notice it's obviously put a little hazard warning here, telling me that I can't produce reinforcement until the house is complete, which, as I was describing, has just been completed. But now I have all the horsemen
The town
I need.
now had a rapid light cavalry, skilled at harassing slower targets, such as archers.
Right, so same as before, double click on one, select all. I'm going to set them to be group 2. So now I have a group 1 and a group 2, as you can see, and I can quickly click between them by pressing the corresponding number key, and obviously applying the command as well.
Garu Upa.
And sometimes you have to play it tactfully, send in certain troops before others, but in this particular case, again, as it's only the demo or the intro, I'm literally just going to send them all in as one. So we'll do an attack move again. Direction.
What survey
Got a worker there. Wants to be part of the fighting team. I'm not too sure what these guys are doing. They're supposed to be over here fighting. So let's let them catch up before we send in the order to attack. In fact, why wait? Let's get number 2 in there.
Eoredas, Terra!
Number 1 can follow up. Are they coming across?
It's Libyan.
He's having a pint before he came.
The cavalry eliminated the enemy archers, and moved on to destroying the archery range itself. The invaders' archers and their camp were destroyed. A final enemy emplacement remained, one fortified with palisades and defended by spearmen. To deal with this target, the town would need longbowmen. First, they needed to build archery ranges in the area regained from the invaders.
Yes, sir. West through Hala.
Once more, friendly villagers arrived to help.
Each timber theos. What surface they?
Terra, you worked it. Dije yo miesele.
Hestes commende.
Yes, sir.
That shule veo timbran.
Agnawa. Idzie bruke dat.
With several archery ranges in place, the town could add longbowmen to its forces.
Each a worker.
Strela fuse. Strela borga yarod. Beodeth me.
Yaru to work.
Streodeth me yard.
Yeah, this worker got here way too late. I keep forgetting that in the tutorial it provides you what you need. Where when you're actually playing the game for real, you have to make sure to send the relevant workers to the right location. Otherwise, nothing happens. So,
Each timber theos.
What surface, eh?
I'm thinking food is quite low, so let's get the farms going. Let's get the workers doing
Each
something.
timber theos.
Yes, sir. West through Hala. That shule veo timbran.
And then I think we need to create some more.
Strele fuse. Yegerfia. Strela fuse.
I also think I'm going to need to create some more houses while we're at it. Thanks for the like. That like, Gemma? Is that the correct pronunciation? I hope so.
Dije yo
For those
miesele.
taking time to come and watch and like the
Ike
stream,
on your
thank you
celly.
very much. And if you didn't know already, it's Gamebox 2K23. Myself, Terra, taking you through Age of Empires 4. To my partners in crime, the Noisy Boy, Taguna Rad.
And your worker.
You are my worker. You are going to build me some houses.
That shule veo timbran. And your worker.
You are. You're going to build me a house too.
Each a worker.
Get
Yes,
these
sir.
workers
West
working.
through Hala. Each Chebruke, that.
Sorry about that.
Terra, John.
Right. Let's get building. We've got more of
Flamboga
these
arod
longbowmen to create.
strelboren jerwa.
And we do 13,
Strel death mese. Strelboran, sithe.
16,
Strelboren, yaw.
20 in total. Yeah?
Flamboga arod. Velo death me.
A strong force of archers could eliminate enemy spearmen at a distance, so long as they took the proper position.
And again, as I mentioned earlier, it's a tactical war game. So having certain militia in the right places is the key to success.
Sapuga strelboren.
As you can see, it's instructing me to put them on the cliff top, up high, higher ground. Rad, you know all about that one. Certainly when we're playing Call of Duty, Warzone, comes in handy that. Always go for the higher ground. Right, so I'm going to set them to move there.
Heragon Gathon way.
And you may notice there I just used the map, which is another key way of playing this game, to be able to group troops together and send them off without physically having to click in that area, so you can keep an eye on what might be going on in the present view. Always a good little tactic. Notice I group them as well, so if I press the key it will jump to where they are.
Are you right as way?
Press any other group key,
Yerwa
take them to that
Garwigan.
group.
Apuga strelboren.
Now you hopefully start to get an idea of how you can jump around real quick and be in control.
Heragon Gathon way.
Poised on a cliff top, the longbowmen would be protected from an infantry charge.
Garu uppa.
So
Command
bring
you read us
troops
yet.
in here.
The last of the invaders fell to the resurgent homegrown population. Now that their lands were free of enemies, the town could take the next step in its growth and become a powerful medieval city. Here, too, the erection of a great landmark would be the signpost of this growth.
Okay. So you may have noticed I jumped very quickly back to my town centre. Again, it's all about keyboard shortcuts. Keyboard shortcut for that is just H for home, I like to think. So I'm going to grab an idle worker and let's build the next landmark. Oh, so you see it's telling me I don't have enough resources at the moment. Currently I need 1200 food and I only have 820. So, what I really need to do is get some more food coming in.
That's Shule Bayo Tim. What's their
Take
faith,
a couple of those idle workers,
Each timber
build on
fails.
that. So I hope you're enjoying the playthrough so far. As I said, starting at the very beginning. Apologies to anyone who finds it a bit slow, especially if you're used to these games. But I thought we'd start right at the very beginning, especially for our viewers who are not familiar with these games or have no clue what they're about.
third faith, eh?
We're nearly there. As soon as I hit 1200, I shall build the next landmark, which will advance us to the Castle Age, stage 3. And again, you'll get to see how the buildings change, how your technology changes as well. Right, so we're ready to go. Yep, happy with that. I think we might as well place that landmark next to the other one, or close to it, over here somewhere.
Eat your work.
And if you were watching from the beginning, I will apologise for the technicals that we had. Just trying to get everything working the way we need it to work. Doesn't always happen when you want it to, does it? The thing is when we're practicing and doing everything in the background, it works perfectly. It's only when you want to go live that you get these issues. Once that second landmark is complete, we will have advanced.
Where a few lowly refugees had founded a small village, now rose a mighty city. From there would grow an empire.
So there you have it. That's the tutorial completed. That gives you an idea of what this game's about. Obviously it gets a lot deeper and a lot more intricate than that. I'm probably going to start a little playthrough so you get to see what the game is really like, or even go through the campaign. But yeah, as I said, for those who are new to this or have never seen it before, I just wanted to go through the tutorial to give you an idea, and in some ways also to refresh myself. I played a lot of Age of Empires 3. I've only touched part 4 a couple of times, but never really had enough time to play it as I would like. So it's always good to have a little fresher, just make sure you're not missing out on anything. But gameplay mechanics are pretty much the same. It's quite an addictive game. Once you get started with it, you can get quite deep, and you start to feel all powerful once you see your civilization growing. And the hours can disappear. You can start in the morning, play a couple of games, look out the window, and all of a sudden it's dark outside, and you wonder what happened. It's that sort of game. But yeah, to everyone that's been watching, as I said, I hope you enjoyed that little tutorial to begin with. As I said, I am going to start another little game in a minute. Just wanted to give you an idea of what the game's like. Just take a moment to change up, get the chat room going. Yeah, that's right, definitely medieval times now. I do like the animation that they use and the way they change the graphics to let you know what age you're in. Yeah, to the Guna Rad, big up yourself. one of my partners in crime, out to the noisy boy, wherever you are. Hope you're doing well. It's the Gamebox team. So do remember you can catch us on Twitch, Gamebox2K23. Obviously on YouTube as well, at Game_Box 2023. Facebook, Gamebox2023. And also on Instagram, Gamebox2K23. So look us up, add us to your socials. We're going to try and bring you a lot more content going forward now. We're starting to get a hold of our tech and what we're using. So fingers crossed we'll be able to bring you some great streams going forward. So I'm just going to have a little 2-minute break. While doing so, I'm going to play another track that was made exclusively for my teeth in for Gamebox. So yeah, I hope you like it. While I take a little break, just playing an exclusive track. Especially for us, Gamebox team. And hopefully we'll be bringing you a lot more home-baked custom music over our streams, made or produced by people we work with or even by ourselves. So enjoy.
William the Conqueror had recaptured York from the rebels. Now he wanted to teach them a lesson for defying him. He began a brutal campaign of destruction to crush any further resistance, known as the Harrying of the North. Villages and crops were destroyed. It is said 100,000 people were killed. With ruthless efficiency, William the Conqueror had secured obedience in his new kingdom. But it wasn't to last. It would be thrown into chaos by his own children. When William the Conqueror died in 1087, his favorite son succeeded him. King William II, known as William Rufus. But 13 years into his reign, disaster struck. While out hunting, he was killed. William's youngest brother took his place as King Henry I. But there was a problem. At the time, Henry's elder brother, Robert, Duke of Normandy, had been on crusade. When he returned, he was furious that Henry had grabbed the throne. From Normandy, Robert attempted to invade England to claim the crown from his brother. But he failed and returned home. In retaliation, Henry struck back. In a reversal of 1066, he crossed the Channel and invaded Normandy. intent on undermining his brother Robert's rule. His first target was Bayeux. This rich and splendid city was one of the jewels of Normandy. Henry was to begin his campaign by unleashing his forces on the city. Bayeux was about to feel the wrath of the English army. In the brotherly feud over Normandy, King Henry I set out to make an example of Bayeux, a town still loyal to his brother Duke Robert. Henry's archers took up position on high ground outside the city and faced an immediate attack by Robert's cavalry patrol. Having deployed their palings, Henry's archers were well protected against the cavalry charge. They defeated the first patrol. As Henry set his sights on burning Bayeux, more reinforcements arrived to join his army.
Sambuca, Strelbor. Yerwath Garwigan. Strelbora. Stremet Garu.
Voorwerdas je kleppen.
Yerwath.
Okay, so just had to make a quick change there. I noticed that you weren't hearing me when I was talking away, listening to myself. Not sure why that's done. But I'm going to try and fix that real quick. Failing that. To plan page, but I think it's working now. Hopefully you can all still hear me. Right, but let's get back to the task at hand. I need to destroy Bayeux. So,
Abuga.
Garwigan Aseka. Riedras Yerwa.
send my scouts in first. Clear up areas that we're dealing with.
Riedet Uta. Hartes je hände! Ichuela under Fairbealo!
Scout the area.
Werbat Uta.
I know they've got quite a good defense over there.
Voorwerdas
Let's
Riedras.
bring them back out of the way.
Stjärnbjärs. Följ inte häst.
Guys here. Should have actually done an attack. Just
Quilla! Omständiga strävbåda! Strävbåda! Jävlar! Jätträcker! Här kommer de på strävbåda. Sitter. Ganda i sedan!
thank you, Timothy, for the like.
The English approached Bayeux and saw that its towering stone walls would not be breached by manpower alone. Henry would need siege equipment and a defensible location to construct it.
Jävlar! Dida hit. Garu uppa. Garu färra. It will.
Quite great with Central War people or something. Yeah, slight technical there. I'm not sure what happened. My microphone just probably tired of it. So I'm just making my way over to the forest, or attempting to.
An are to hear it. Fuse to success. Stradora,
You're not ready for that now.
Paragongat on way. Swa is Shefende. Abustrel Boran.
Yeah, not sure what's going on there. It might just even be how I'm talking into the mic, because the levels are looking good. Is that any better? It might just be that I was talking really quietly, so apologies.
Yes. Abuga Strelbo.
what happens when you're focusing on trying to win a war. You forget about everything else.
Yes.
Henry
Like
now
it.
called for the services of a blacksmith to bolster the siege effort.
So I'm just going to send my troops to the top of the hill there. They can also keep guard while I start to put this newly acquired town to use. So, what have we got going on? What do we need? We certainly need some gold coming in. I'm also going to move my troops over here so we can get going.
Obeisance is Arne Atu.
Bring him here on top of the hill. Right, let's get an idle worker. Get him to build us a blacksmith.
Each timber a theos.
It's a town with no defenses. So I'm going to have to build defenses.
Wesson die Hunditat.
What third faith, eh? That's surely by
With a blacksmith on hand, Henry's infantry would soon be ready to construct siege equipment.
So the beauty of a blacksmith, as you saw there, is it gives extra options for your troops, your militia, and access to additional weapons, siege buildings, and more. So it's always good to try and build additional buildings. As you can see, it comes under technology. Technology obviously allows you to create better things, as technology should, right? And is the key to winning these games sometimes. So, without talking any further, let's get some more people working.
That Shule Bayo Timbran.
Yes, sir. Where's
We
the
need
water?
food coming in. Not enough room to stick that there.
Angel.
Maybe we'll put
Bury
that there.
your words.
Yarrow to work. That's surely by your friend. Very. What third faith, eh? Each timber a theos.
What's our faith, eh?
Ikeyum.
Eat your work.
Very done.
Each brookie that.
To the Gunarad, there's no dirty phone calls around here.
And you work it. Eat your worker.
That was funny though.
If to lend a please.
Stable. Get you to build me an archery range. We don't have an archery range. Let's build one. Let's put it on the other side here.
Eat your worker.
Yarway.
Look at that.
Henry's infantry could now construct battering rams, siege weapons designed to break open fortress walls.
Yes, sir. Yarway. That Timbrin Shale Bale. Yes, sir. Ferdinand. It shall be Tim Garwigo.
So in the campaign, you are obviously following a sort of a narrative.
Ferdinand.
You can go wild and build what you like, but normally it's best to keep it within what they're telling you to do. And again, to do it quickly. The quicker you do it, the more chance you stand of
Yarway.
beating the opponent. Because bearing in mind, they're also growing and building and making themselves stronger. And we want to be stronger than them, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ferdinand. Yarway. What festas? Yeru Sieru Yaru. Garwigan. Yes, sir.
Ram Yaru. Ram Renkas. Pestes, come on.
Garwigan. Ferdinand. Ich Eon Yedon. Yarway. Hit Beth Bulldog. Yes, sir. Yarway.
Okay, so I just need to construct one more.
That Timbrin Shale Bale.
3 battering rams it requires.
Henry's presence on the doorstep of Bayeux would not go unanswered, and now his forces braced for an attack by Robert's army.
Garwigan. Ferdinand. Yes, sir. It shall be Timbrin.
Ram Yaru. Not the Vater. Peste Agnauer.
So hopefully my archers up high will take care of any threats coming in, which it looks like they are.
Henry repelled the attack,
You
but
get
he
that.
knew
You
that so
get
long as Bayeux still stood, the city would not give up the
that.
fight.
Not sure what you're doing, you get back as well.
With the power of battering rams, the English army could crack open Bayeux's mighty walls.
Garwigan.
Breach the walls.
Biedu, Seras Yaru.
So what we're going to do here, we're also going to create some more troops.
Tremeth Garu. Garu Umba.
Here we are.
Now you can see you can garrison
Garwigan.
troops
Asceta.
inside of your rams. So the idea is when they break the walls down,
Helistefala on Styria Campus.
you can eject your troops inside the enemy walls.
Yarway.
Ram Ringas.
Ferdinand. Yarway.
third men.
Ram Yaru. Find Beru Sierras.
Let's send them in. Let's see what we can do here.
We're beyond the shore tonight! Don't think that!
And you can see the battering rams are making light work of the wall. Just crumbling away now. Got a nice flow of troops coming through still. We'll make a couple more of those.
Bayer's walls had failed, and Henry's men could now storm the city. Robert's garrison made a last stand to defend Bayeux, but Henry would show no mercy in cutting them down and burning their city.
That's right. So I'm slowly destroying Bayeux. Looking good so far. Use the right tactics for this mission. Although some of my troops are going off like heroes, and they're just going to end up dead. Hey Charles, thanks for the like. Had to admit you show a lot of support. We're grateful. Thank you, Charles. Gamebox team appreciates you.
Yes, questo guarda. Cadriende voodoo.
Carwigan Ascent.
So if you've just seen the stream or you're just joining us, we're in the middle of playing campaign, Age of Empires 4, part of the Battle of Normandy campaign. Probably a bad idea to send my pikemen there alone, but they have to learn.
Underfund, Hildershop, beyond us!
Yes, sir.
That Himbren shall back! It shall be Himbren this!
Yes, sir.
So you may have noticed my leader is injured. Normally when that happens they're inactive and you're unable to use them until you get troops close enough to revive them and bring them back. So that's my fault for sending him into battle too early, thinking he was a big potato. Clearly not big enough. But this war is well and truly mine.
Garwigan, Assetna. Astira, Garwigan. Yeah, well. Aeonidas, Terra.
Strelboren, Genwa! Obstinia, Strelbora!
What I need to be careful of is that their resources don't pick off all of my archers.
Strelboren, Beren! Strelboren, Sinte! Bergmen! It shall be Yahweh! Aeonedas, Abuga, Strelbora! Jeditilupa! Ichafari! Thine Hestis! Yahweh! It's given to hero! Yahweh!
Again, King Henry I is not doing too well.
Abuga, Strelbora! Paragonga on way! Garuku!
So we're coming towards the end of this campaign battle. I think it's definitely defeat. And for those of you that have been locked in or tuned, I hope you enjoyed this little intro or this little playthrough. We took you through the tutorial first, again for those who aren't familiar with these sorts of games. And I've just now introduced you to a bit of the campaign. We will continue these playthroughs and give you a bit more of the Age of Empires gameplay.
As Bayer burned and the people fled in terror. King Henry basked in the victory over his brother Duke Robert. But Henry would not stop until all of Normandy was back under the English crown.
So there you have it. Victory. Quite pleased with that. Unlock some content as well. Shall we have a look? Let's see what we got.
By 1100, the medieval knight was dressed from head to toe in mail.
Mail is really like a metal fabric. It moves and behaves like a cloth, but is actually made of hundreds and thousands of interlocking iron rings.
It could turn and deflect a sword blade.
As an armor, mail didn't work all by itself. It needed the addition of a padded coat. The coat absorbed the shock of the blow, whilst the mail turned away the cut. Together, they formed an incredibly effective protection.
The first stage in making mail was to create wire to the right thickness. To do this, it was pulled through a drawing plate, which had a series of ever smaller holes, until you got wire of the desired gauge.
To make the rings, we wind the wire onto a mandrel.
And then we take it off the mandrel and cut the rings.
So I've flattened the overlapping ends of the ring and I've pierced a hole through it. And now Nick has to put a rivet in it. The basic construction of mail would be a ratio of 4:1. So each ring goes through 4 of its fellows. Here you can see I've made a set of 5, which will then be joined to other sets of 5 to create a sheet of mail.
Mail had to be tailored to a perfect fit. It had to be shaped for feet and legs, arms and hands, and, of course, the head. A skilled mail maker could make very precise shapes.
Of course, for more complicated parts of the body, like elbows, we can actually tailor it in 2 different directions at the same time.
Yeah, so if we fold this in half, we have an elbow.
One of the main benefits of tailoring in mail was that it meant a knight didn't have to carry a single ring of extra weight that he didn't need to.
The mail to cover a knight from head to toe required about 200,000 rings.
High-status knights would have had their mail edged with gold, but most importantly, it had to be functional.
Clad in mail with his shield and helmet, the knight was well equipped to face the weapons of the day.
So there you have it. You get a little history lesson when you do well and you complete certain levels. We've got one more bit of unlocked content here. We'll have a quick play of that. And that's probably then when I will draw this stream to a close. So again, thank you to everyone that's been locked in, to all those who sent likes, to all those who have shared. Not forgetting my team, out to Guna Rad, out to the Noisy Boy. This has been Age of Empires 4 with the Gamebox team.
William the Conqueror had recaptured York from the rebels. Now he wanted to teach them a lesson for defying him. He began a brutal campaign of destruction to crush any further resistance, known as the Harrying of the North. Villages and crops were destroyed. It is said 100,000 people were killed. With ruthless efficiency, William the Conqueror had secured obedience in his new kingdom. But it wasn't to last. It would be thrown into chaos by his own children. When William the Conqueror died in 1087, his favourite son succeeded him, King William II, known as William Rufus. But 13 years into his reign, disaster struck. While out hunting, he was killed. William's youngest brother took his place as King Henry I. But there was a problem. At the time, Henry's elder brother, Robert, Duke of Normandy, had been on crusade. When he returned, he was furious that Henry had grabbed the throne. From Normandy, Robert attempted to invade England to claim the crown from his brother. But he failed and returned home. In retaliation, Henry struck back. In a reversal of 1066, he crossed the Channel and invaded Normandy, intent on undermining his brother Robert's rule. His first target was Bayeux. This rich and splendid city was one of the jewels of Normandy. Henry was to begin his campaign by unleashing his forces on the city. Bayeux was about to feel the wrath of the English army.
So I actually realized you got to see that before I even started the campaign mission. So, well, there you have it. You got to watch it again. Got to drill it in. Think of me as your new history teacher. Just joking. I have no intent on becoming your history teacher, right? For those of you that have already left school and that, you should know your history already. And if you didn't, well, I'm not going to be that guy that teaches you. But hopefully you will learn a thing or two watching these playthroughs. As I said, we're going to continue with this on another occasion. I will continue the campaign. So we're going to leave it there. We're going to sign off with that. Once again, out to everyone that took time to lock into the stream, to send some likes, and to all those who shared. It's really appreciated. You're in tune to the Gamebox team. And you can catch us on various socials. We're available on Twitch, Gamebox2K23. For YouTube, we're at Game_Box2023. Facebook, Gamebox2023. And for Instagram, Gamebox2K23. So make sure you check out our socials, share, come and follow what we're doing. As I said, we're a group of friends that just enjoy playing games. We could take it seriously, but quite a lot of the time we just like to have a bit of fun, and we want to share that with all of you. So hopefully you'll take the time to check us out, and we shall see you real soon.